All right, today we're going to tackle fitness from two pretty different angles. First, we'll dive into how to totally perfect your own form so you get real, actual results. And second, we'll cover how to take that knowledge and teach it to somebody else, and do it well. Let's jump in.
Now really, think about it for a second. It's a serious question. You put in all that time, you're sweating, you're putting in the effort, but are you absolutely sure that every single rep is building you up and not, secretly setting you up for a nasty injury down the road? Because here's the hard truth, right? Without the proper technique, you're not just spinning your wheels and wasting time, you're literally risking damage to your body. Getting this right is absolutely crucial, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
To get good at anything, you have to understand where things can go wrong. So before we can even start building those good habits, we need to shine a big, bright light on the common mistakes that are holding so many people back from seeing progress.
So, we're going to zero in on three of the most powerful and, let's be honest, most commonly butchered exercises out there. We're talking about the plank, the push-up, and the squat. Seriously, if you can nail these three, you're building a rock-solid foundation for pretty much any workout you can think of. First up, the plank. Now, it looks so simple, right? Just hold your body up, but it is an absolute all-star for core strength. It hits your abs, your lower back, your hips. That is, of course, if you do it right.
Okay, so the mistake you see on the left, that is incredibly common. We've all been there. The second your core gets a little tired, what happens? Your hips start to sag, all that pressure goes straight to your lower back. The fix is actually pretty simple, but it takes focus. You have to squeeze your glutes. That one little action stabilizes your whole pelvis and keeps your body in that powerful straight line.
So let's break this down into three super simple steps. First, don't let your upper back droop. I want you to actively push the ground away from you, widen those shoulders. Second, stop looking up or straight ahead. Your eyes should be looking down at the floor. This creates one long, straight line from your head all the way to your heels. And finally, if you feel a little wobbly, just widen your feet. It's a simple trick that gives you a much stronger base. All right, now let's build on that solid plank foundation with our next move, the push-up. It's a classic for building the upper body, for sure, but when you rush it with bad form, it can become almost useless.
You want to know the #1 sign of a bad push-up? Speed. People just blast through their reps, trying to hit a number, flaring their elbows way out to the side. Not only does this put a ton of stress on your shoulder joints, but it also takes all the work away from your chest and triceps. So what's the fix? Slow. Down. Control the movement, both on the way down and on the way up. And keep your hands right under your shoulders. Remember, quality over quantity, always.
And now for the king of all lower body exercises, the squat. It is fundamental for building leg strength, but it's also one of the easiest exercises to do in a way that puts your back at serious risk. The mistake I see constantly is the squat turning into a bow. Instead of bending at their knees and hips, people just lean their whole torso way too far forward, and all that weight shifts from your legs right onto your lower back. To fix this, think about starting the movement by pushing your hips back first, like you're trying to sit in a chair that's just a little too far behind you. Keep that chest up and proud.
And this picture? This shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Just look at the angle of that back. This posture isn't just making the squat less effective for your legs, it's actively transferring all that stress right to your spine. This is exactly what we have to avoid.
Okay, so we fixed our foundational moves. Fantastic. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the universal safety rules that apply to every single workout you do. It doesn't matter what the exercise is.
Think of this as your safety checklist, your non-negotiables for staying injury-free. Always start with a 5 to 10 minute warm-up. Get the blood flowing. Save those deep static stretches for after your workout and hold each one for about 30 seconds. And probably the most important thing on here, listen to your body. Sharp pain is a stop sign. It is not a challenge. And of course, don't forget the other essentials. Stay hydrated and give your body the rest days it needs to actually repair and get stronger.
So, you've put in the work. You feel the difference. That moment when a really difficult move finally just clicks, it's an incredible feeling. And that feeling often sparks something new, a desire to share what you've learned. So how do you go from doing the move perfectly to explaining it so clearly that someone else can have that exact same breakthrough?
And this is where we make that shift from mastery to mentorship. See, it's not just about knowing the exercise anymore. It's about knowing how to communicate it. We're going to break down how you can structure your knowledge into a clear, compelling guide that people will actually want to watch, that they'll understand, and that they'll use.
You know, pretty much every successful piece of online content follows this simple but really powerful blueprint. You've got about 10 seconds to hook them. Just like we started this by asking, are your workouts helping or hurting you? Then you state the goal. Today, we're going to fix your squat. Then you deliver the core content, the mistake versus the fix. And finally, you give them a call to action. Now that your squat is solid, why don't you try your video on lunges? It's a simple formula that works because it respects the viewer's time.
Okay, now for some next-level strategies. You've got the knowledge, you've got the structure. Let's look at how to package all of that to make sure it actually reaches and connects with the people who need it the most. So here's a funny little insight from the world of online video. Content that's over 8 minutes long can often get more total watch time, which can be a good thing. But, and this is a huge but, it only works if every single one of those minutes is packed with value. For a fitness video, that might mean not just showing the perfect squat, but also showing 3 common mistakes and maybe a few advanced variations. It's about depth, not just adding filler.
And this quote right here just sums it up perfectly. Your content should be exactly as long as it needs to be to get the job done, and not 1 second longer. Adding 5 minutes of generic stretching footage just to hit a time mark is the fastest way to lose your audience's trust. Value dictates length, not the other way around.
So, how did people find your amazing content in the first place? Keywords. You have to think about what someone who needs your help would actually type into a search bar. They're probably not searching for kinesthetic awareness and a bilateral squat, right? They're searching for how to squat without knee pain or fix lower back pain from squats. Your job is to use those exact phrases in your title and description. And here's a great pro tip. Type your main topic into Google and look at that People Also Ask box. It's a goldmine of ideas.
So, we've covered the mechanics of mastery and the blueprint for mentorship. You now have the tools to not only transform your own fitness journey, but to empower someone else to do the exact same thing. So, the only question left is, who are you going to teach first?